Hello guys, in today's video, we're gonna understand what is variables in Java. So here in our channel, you will get everything in context of interview and we're gonna keep posting interview questions in middle of our video on every topic. So you can take a notes on it, okay, which will be very helpful to get clear with your interview rounds. So now, for this topic, we'll understand in two ways. First will be a theoretical part of it and second would be a practical things on the same topic. Okay, so let's get started now. What is the variables in Java? So let me tell you, it is just the entity from a class which act as a container used to store some values. So let me relate this thing with a real life example. Let's consider we have a water bottle, which is your container. Okay, and we have a water inside it, so which will be act as a value. So basically bottle is your container, okay, and water is your value which is stored inside the container. In the similar ways, a variable is nothing but a container which is used to store some values. So values can be any kind of values. It can be a string, it can be a number, it can be a float or character, anything. Okay, so there are some guidelines for declaring the variables. Name is a combination of alphabet, digits and special symbol. As you can see, this is the alphabet and this is the alphabet with a symbol. This is the number with the what we can say, the character. Some of the things are allowed, some of the things are not allowed. Let's see. First character in the variable name must be alphabets or underscore, not a digit. As you can see, first character should be always always a character or a underscore. This is special symbol. You can say numbers are not allowed. That's why I have marked this part in the red. As you can see, integer A, it is allowed, float underscore b it is allowed, but number is not allowed. Okay, and variable name must be some meaningful words. Okay, it should be meaningful word. Meaningful word in the context, like suppose if I want to store information of a particular student, so I want to store first name, last name, and the surname. Middle name. So what type of things I will give? String first name, string last name. So I can understand I have to store the first name inside this variable and I have to store the last name inside this variable. Last point, no blanks are allowed in a variable name. No blanks means suppose if I want to store a student name. So what a first name. So if I try to give it like student first space name, it is not allowed. Okay, space is not allowed by giving the variable name. Okay, now let's understand there are the two types. There are the two types of variable. First is the global variable and second was the local variable. So let's understand the global variable first. So basically global variable, it is a defined outside a method but inside a class is called as a global variable. A variable which is declared outside the method but inside the class. So let me tell you this global variable in practical way. Okay, so I have a eclipse open here, so let me create one class for you guys. So I'm creating one class with the demo name. Okay, and here I'm trying to give a I'm trying to give a main method here. So man and control space. Oh, it got lagged. So let's wait. Now control space and enter. So it will create you a main method for you. Okay. So now we are understanding about the global variable. So it is defined outside the method, but inside the class. So basically I have this main method here and this is my class. So it should be outside this. So let's understand. So this is integer, integer A. Okay, this is the declaration of a global variable. So now let me tell you what is the initialization of global variable. So in, integer b equals to 10. So basically this is the initialization of the global variables. The declaration means without assigning the value, and initialization means with assigning the values. So now global variable can be static and non-static. So what is the purpose of static and non-static? Let me just clear you first thing. So basically if I give like a static int b equals to 10. Okay, now, if I want to access this particular non-static global variable, so how can I access? And if I want to access this variable, how can I access? Okay, so if I want to access this a value, I have to create an object of this particular class. So let me tell you how to create the object. It should be first class name, then the object name. Object name equals to new operator, and this would be our default constructor here. Okay, Now I have created the object. Now I want to print the value of this. So I will access with this object. So SYSOUT control space and boom, it will print a printing statement. It's not new thing for you guys, but yeah, for those who don't know. Okay, so now I want to print the value of this. Let me print directly A. Can you see? It will show you it is not allowed. I mean, it will show change it to static. Why static? Because a static variable can be called without creating an object. So basically for this I have to call this with the object. So now I will access this thing with the object. So demo dot a. Okay, now SYSOUT will print a second variable's value. So now basically this is the B. Okay, now if I want to access this, I can access directly like this. It will print the value. Let me execute the code first. Okay, as you can see, why is it is given 0 without assigning is because a global variable can have a default value of that. Okay, so keep in mind, but local variable doesn't have any kind of default value. We have to initialize the values. Okay, okay, now you can see the second variable is static, so I have access without creating object. There is the another way to access that variable. You can access with the class name as well. So basically demo dot b, we can access this thing with the class name as well. Okay, okay, hope the global variables are clear and you understand what are the global variable and how to access the global variable. Now coming to the second point, it is also called as instance variable also. Okay, so in the interview questions, interview can ask you what are the global variables and local variable. I mean, what are the instance variable and the local variable. So don't get confused. Instance variable means the global variables only. Okay, now coming to the second point. Second point is the local. I mean, second variable is the local variable. So basically, what is the local variable? It is declared inside the method body is called as a local variable. Okay. Now, and it is also declared in a constructor or a block. This thing we're gonna have in the next session when we understand the constructor and the block. And let's see how to declare and initialize the local variable. So now, what I said, the local variable is a variable declared inside the method. So I am taking one method, public void. Okay, my bad. PUBL public void M1. This is my method. These are the brackets, curly brackets. I mean the method body you can say, and Control Shift F. Control Shift F. F can what we can prettify your code. It will align your code. Okay. So now I want to declare one variable int x. Okay. So as you can see, this variable is a local variable. Why local variable? Because it is declared inside this m1 method. That's why it is the local variable, and these are the global variable because it is declared outside the method but inside the class only. And if you want to access this variable, you have to access this method. And if you want to access this method, this is the, I mean, methods can be static and non-static. This is the next topic, methods. What kind of methods are there? So if you want to access this local variable, you have to access with this method only. Hope you all understand what are the local variables and what are the global variables. Let me summarize it now. So global variables are those variable which is declared outside the method but inside the class, and local variable are those which are declared inside the method body. And one more thing, please remember, local variable can't be it can't be have a default values. Okay, it can't have a default values, but the global variable can be have a default values. So for today's video guys, today's video, that's it. Hope you all get the informative information about the variables in Java. If you like, make sure to subscribe the channel, and furtherly you will get more videos on the Java related topics. So thank you guys.